distinguished colleagues, dear friends of justice, I bring you warm greetings from the judiciary of Kenya, a judiciary serving a people whose resilience is legendary, yet whose daily quest for justice is often an uphill climb. The justice gap we inherited has served us in the far-flung Kenyan villages, where you find a widowed mother who has to walk 80 kilometers to contest unfair inheritance. A farmer may be evicted without notice. A market trader may supply goods on credit, yet never be able to recover the payments. For decades, such citizens were asked to seek justice when the nearest court was more than 100 kilometers away and manned by overstretched judicial officers. Only 600 judges and magistrates for more than 50 million people. Distance, costs, and backlog of cases conspired to make justice not merely delayed, but effectively abandoned. Our response to this quest for justice came in form of the social transformation through access to justice, our framework that we are implementing. Because faced with this challenge, we asked ourselves a simple question: what if justice began with the people, not the courthouse? Our answer became the social transformation through access to justice, a people-centered reform agenda that treats justice as a basic service, which is accessible, affordable, inclusive, and profoundly humane. The social transformation through access to justice, otherwise known as TAJ, rests on 4 pillars. 1, multiple doors to justice. The alternative, otherwise known as traditional justice systems, or AJS, Kenya is home to rich dispute resolution traditions. We have formally recognized elders, including women, chiefs, the youth, and the faith leaders, as legitimate justice actors. Through county action plans, each region identifies its own justice ecosystem and receives training aligned with human rights standards. We now host the AJS suites within court compounds, so formal and traditional forums coexist, thereby restoring harmony where litigation once deepened the rifts in our society. 2, the court annex mediation. Since 2016, 26,991 cases have been referred to mediation. 91% are already concluded and released locked up resources worth millions of dollars back to economy in an average of only 60 days rather than years. 3, the small claims courts. 40 such courts resolve commercial disputes in 2 months or less, offering small and medium-sized enterprises swift, low-cost redress. Together, these doorways have moved us from a culture of retribution to a culture of restorative justice. particularly in family and land matters where long-term relationships must outlive the disputes themselves. I'll also speak about Pillar 2 of our social transformation through access to justice, which speaks to digital justice for all. Justice must travel at the speed of trust, but also at the speed of technology. In this regard, we have invested and continue to expand people-centered digital justice tools by 1, embracing e-filing, 2, virtual hearings, and 3, online case tracking. What this means now is that a rural farmer or market trader is 1 click away from launching a claim, attending a hearing, and receiving a judgment through their device. Conscious of Kenya's digital divide, we have equipped ICT desk in our court stations and are working on integrating other government ICT facilities closer to the people so that citizens can file cases online with guided assistance. Mobile courts. Travel mandate to undeserved regions where no permanent court structures exist, but the people there need not to travel for more than 100 kilometers to be served. They can be served within the nearest administrative unit. We have also engaged in justice dialogues and court user committees. Transformation begins by listening to the people that we serve, by embracing the views of those caught in what we know in Kenya as public participation. In open community forums, which we call justice dialogues, citizens share lived experiences directly with the judges and magistrates. Court users committees then convene law enforcement officers, civil society, lawyers, and local leaders to convert those insights which they have and opinions about how we can better deliver services can be shared, and therefore our reforms are tailored to the local realities. Our reforms are geared towards addressing the views from our court users. We are also data-driven because we now measure what works, we can scale what works. Mediation clearance rates, NJS settlement times, digital filing uptick, productivity rates, time taken to resolution, and many other critical parameters. Each data point guides policy. Each data point guides our budgeting and our training. In short, reform is no longer an indoctor, it is evidence-led. Why does recognizing our people's agency an important point in dispute resolution? We have many stories of impact, and generational dispute simmering in court for 2 decades was resolved in 3 weeks through an AJS forum, allowing families to farm side by side in unity and in harmony. A commercial disagreement that threatened to shatter a woman-led small medium enterprise, or otherwise known as SME, was mediated in 14 days, and capital, once frozen in litigation, now fuels expansion and jobs creation. Mobile courts handling criminal reviews are freeing remedies who had overserved sentences, decongesting our prisons while upholding both retributive and proportionality and restorative justice. These are not just Kenyan victories, they are universal testimonies that justice delivered locally reverberates globally, creating peace, stability, and economic vitality. I therefore want to make a solemn call to international action. We have learned 3 lessons that travel well across borders. Legitimacy is local. We must elevate community traditions that already command trust. And for me, technology is an equalizer, only when paired with human support. Digital tools alone cannot work without the human support. Data also fuels skill, measuring clearance rates, user satisfaction, and cost savings allow us to reinvest in what works. To embed these lessons, we seek a global coalition of justice doers. We seek governments to work with us. We seek funders to work with us. We seek technologists. We seek researchers, and critically, communities themselves, because they are at the center of all these efforts. Sustained investment, financial, technical, and moral will ensure that what began in Kenya can take root wherever justice gaps persist and strengthen what we have already begun. In closing, sadly, for most of us, justice is under strain worldwide. Case loads mount, budgets tighten, and conflicts continue to displace millions who may never even attempt to seek justice. Yet our Kenyan journey shows that with the courage to reimagine solutions to the justice gap, creativity to innovative approaches, and deep community collaboration, justice can shift from being exclusive to being people-driven and therefore to being inclusive. We have learned that we need to reorient our legal and justice systems to meet the justice needs and utilize the justice capabilities of our people. Let us all across the continents commit to a simple vision: justice that starts with the people, treats them with dignity, and ends in restored relationships and renewed hope. I thank you, and may justice guide us all always. Thank you, and all the best.